Welcome to This Daring Adventure podcast, where we work on bridging the gap between where we are and where we want to be in order to live a bigger and bolder life. In this podcast, we will provide inspiration, tips, and skills you need to make your life the adventure you want it to be. Here's your host, mindset mentor, and life coach, Trista Guertin.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of This Daring Adventure. My name is Trista Guertin. I am your host, and thank you so much for being here with me today. I want to dive right in to look at playing small and why your limiting beliefs are holding you back and how to overcome them. I want to tell you that we all have limiting beliefs in some way. No matter how successful you are, no matter what stage you are in your life, your business, your career, your relationships, we all have beliefs that are holding us back, keeping us playing small, and that we really probably aren't very conscious of. And when we talk about them, we are probably talking about them as if they are true, they are reality, and we are just telling people the news. So, what is a limiting belief? And I've taken this from asana.com, and their definition of a limiting belief is a state of mind or belief about yourself that holds you back or restricts you in some way. So, good examples of these would be, I'm terrible at public speaking. I can't lose weight. There are no men, women, partners out there for me. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm too old. I don't have enough experience. There's not enough time. There's not enough money. I'll never be successful. You get the idea, right? These are things that we just tell ourselves, and we just think that they are reality. It's the truth. This is the way we are. It's not going to change. End of story. And what we do is land up playing small, staying stuck. We're in a negative mindset, and we hold ourselves back. We're not trying new things. We're not shooting to create amazing results in our lives. We're not putting ourselves out there because we just think that we just don't have the ability and that it's just not a possibility for ourselves. And we dismiss a lot of times our dreams, our goals, our purpose, and we don't set these big goals for ourselves, and we don't want to create these amazing results. And what we do is we just land up living the same day after day, year after year, and just creating more of the same of what we already have. Most of us will talk about these limiting beliefs as though they are reality. And really, as I said before, that's just the way it is. And I'm sure you've heard, other people talk about it like this. You've probably said something along the lines of that yourself. A lot of this we've probably picked up from our culture, our media, religion, parents, school, and it's just become ingrained, and it's a habit in our minds. And these beliefs are just thoughts that we keep thinking until we don't even question them, and we don't even know that they're just thoughts that we're thinking, right? And instead, what I want to offer you here today is that it's possible that there are no limits on ourselves and our lives, except for what we believe about ourselves and our abilities and the world. All of these thoughts that we have about our abilities and who we are and what we can do and what is possible are just thoughts. And our brains have taken them up as though they are the truth and made them into beliefs. And when they're not serving us, when they're holding us back and keeping us playing small, they are limiting beliefs. And so we've just gotten into this habit. We continue to focus on these limits. And so therefore we create more of them or perpetuate them. And our brain will create evidence for them, right? What you look for, you will find. And the brain is very good at finding evidence. So when you tell it, I'm not good at math or I can't lose weight, it will focus on that and look to create more and more evidence for you, therefore reinforcing the belief. And when you continue to think these thoughts over and over again, we are blocking ourselves from creating anything new or anything different. Our brain will literally stop trying. If you tell yourself that you're not good at math, or you can't learn a new language, or you can't find a new job, or you can't lose weight, your brain will believe you and it will stop trying. You shut the door. That's it. Game over. It's done. It thinks that that's it. It doesn't have to do anything to otherwise to try and create something different. However, we always have the choice to believe different thoughts at any given time. And one of the ways of doing this is questioning our beliefs. But most of us won't do this, right? It's very uncomfortable, creates a lot of discomfort if we were to start looking at where our limiting beliefs are in our lives and how they've affected us. They're very hard to recognize. Most of us have had these thoughts our entire lives, and we believe them so deeply that it's very challenging to even recognize that these beliefs are optional because they feel so true and they've become such a habit, and we believe it's just reality. Changing our beliefs can be very isolating, right? It's scary. A lot of these beliefs, you might be going against your culture, your family, your religion, all of the things that you've learned about life and yourself over the past few decades, probably, right? So letting go of that means that maybe you would be separating yourself from your tribe, which could be your family, could be your friends, could be your religion, could be even your partner, work, whatever it is. It's a scary prospect if you suddenly decide that you're going to change some of your thoughts and beliefs, which are probably commonplace amongst your closest friends and family. So it's scary, and our brain will try and protect us from scary. The third thing that's why we don't question our beliefs more is because we are hesitant to be wrong. But in order to overcome these limiting beliefs, we really do need to be willing to be wrong. And that will feel awful, right? We like to be certain. We like to know that we recognize the way things are, and we want to keep it the same, right? We want to be right. And if we now are challenging those beliefs, we might find out that we've been wrong this entire time and realize that maybe it's been us that have been holding ourselves back and that things could have been different. And it will also make you think that you will have to change, which is also very scary, right? Our brains don't like change. They want to keep things the same. They want to keep doing what they know how to do. So to be wrong and to think about doing things differently or that things could have been done differently in the past is very unsettling and very uncomfortable for ourselves. We often see others who have success and have done things differently as outliers, unicorns, special, and gifted. So we won't question our beliefs because our brain will automatically offer that, of course, it's not possible because they are special. That's not possible for us, but clearly it's possible for them because they are so different and so special and so gifted and had all the right opportunities. And they had the money and they had the education, whatever it is, right? The family, whatever. We will justify why they are so successful and we're not. And our brains will continue to look for confirmation, right? It will look for evidence. It will look for certainty in order to keep us to maintain these beliefs and believe that others can be successful because they have special situations and gifts. So if you want to start changing and challenging some of your limiting beliefs, you will have to be willing to be wrong. You will have to be willing to go it alone. And I put that in quotations, air quotes, because you won't really be alone. You will always have people in your lives, family, friends that will still love you and will still be with you. And you will have to remind yourself of this, right? In order to reassure your brain. But you will be going outside the norm. And so there will be a certain sense of vulnerability. And you will be risking a little bit of separation from your tribe. And you will be risking perhaps feeling shame, embarrassment, right? Anxiety, fear. You will be putting yourself out there. And so be prepared that your brain will see this as dangerous. And so you'll have to keep reminding yourself that it's okay, right? That nothing has gone wrong here. And look for evidence that for what is possible and that you have the support that you need. You'll also want to start questioning about what you do want, right? So if you have a limiting belief about money and what's possible, start to think about what you might like to achieve and create. Or if it's weight, right? If you've been telling yourself that you can't lose weight, or you can only lose 5 pounds, or you can only lose 10 pounds, or, you know, the maximum or least weight you could weigh is 150 pounds or whatever it is, question that. Could you lose 15? Could you lose 20 if that's what you wanted? And take time, and it takes effort to believe these new things. But with practice and concentrated effort, you can start to shift your perspective and start changing your thoughts. Sometimes it happens in an instant. Sometimes it happens quickly. Don't ever rule that out. But sometimes, there's a lot of resistance. And so it will be more of a process to unwind some of those thoughts and unpack why you think this way and what's at the core of them. And to start to poke holes into them and, start to see that there are other possibilities and what those might be. But there will be discomfort. And to change your belief systems and to start believing something new means letting go of these beliefs that you've had in your life for a very long time. Certainly, it helps to have support. And I highly recommend working with a life coach that can give you some perspective and some space to examine your thoughts and go through them with you and see, where you might be able to make changes and to see where the thought errors are, right? Things that don't necessarily make sense, but in our own heads, they do. And that's very common. We also want to create awareness, right? Identify these thoughts, look at the effect that it's having on your life and what results you've created because of them. Where have you been holding yourself back? Where have you been playing small? And the idea is not to just immediately change them, but do this as an exercise and a process that feels good to you, and where you can take the time to sort of let it be, do it slowly, look at where you want to make changes. And you don't need to make all of the changes all at the same time. You could start in one area and then see what you can do before tackling other areas in your life. The great thing is that once you can do this in one area of your life, say it's weight, then you can apply it to other areas in your life, because you'll have that skill of examining the belief, challenging it, looking at it, examining it, finding out how you want to make changes, choosing new beliefs that serve you. So, looking at our beliefs is one of the best ways to get ourselves unstuck and to move ourselves forward towards living the life that we want. Often we will use them as reasons as to why we haven't had more success or why we haven't gone after what we want. And they really are holding us back. And we will tend to explain them and use them against ourselves. They are just reality. You're just speaking the truth. It's just the way it is. And we don't question them and we don't challenge them. But really all they are excuses. And they just keep us safe and they keep us from moving forward. So take some time over the next week and ask yourself, where are you holding yourself back and why? And what is it that you really want? And why don't you have it? You'll probably come up with these reasons that are the limiting beliefs, and you will think they are real. But in reality, they're not serving you, and they are holding you back, and they can be changed. As you go through this process, I want to be clear, this isn't about finding out where you've been wrong and making yourself feel badly about it. I don't want you to beat yourself up. You haven't been doing it wrong, right? This is an opportunity for us to create awareness and to open ourselves up to growth and learning. Yes, we may have been holding ourselves back. Yes, we may be playing small. But we have an amazing opportunity now to make changes and to go after what we want. So let's celebrate that. This isn't an exercise to make yourself feel worse about yourself, right? And so examine your life, take a look at where you're holding yourself back, take a look at where you may be having these limiting beliefs, and start to think about what might be possible for your future. And this can be in the area of money, it can be career, love, aging, health, weight, setting goals for yourself, travel, whatever it is. Let yourself examine all the areas of your life and where you want more. I also recommend that you carefully look at how you talk to yourself and the stories that you're telling yourself. Catch yourself when you start to repeat some of these beliefs. Saying, I can't earn any more money. I can't lose weight. I can't learn a new language. I'm just not good at math. Try and build awareness around those thoughts and catch yourself as you tell yourself these things or you say them out loud. And I highly recommend you don't say them out loud anymore. You don't tell them to anybody else. And if you catch yourself thinking about that, try and redirect your brain to, it might be possible that I could earn more money. It might be possible that I could lose more weight. It might be possible that I could meet the man, woman, partner of my dreams. Open yourself up to the possibility as you go through this process. Once you do that, once you give your brain that opening, it will start to look for those opportunities. And you'll start to see things that you didn't see before. And opportunities will present themselves that you didn't notice, that weren't there previously. So instead of your brain looking for evidence confirming that you're not good at math or you can't find a partner, it will start to look for evidence that possibly you can. And you will be able to build on that as you go. It's also a great opportunity to visualize what you want would look like and how you would go about achieving it. So instead of imagining that you can't lose weight, can you imagine what you would look like if you did lose weight? Can you imagine what your life would look like having that relationship with this partner that you found? Can you imagine learning that language and being able to speak it? Spend some time each day visualizing what this looks like for you. Always be kind to yourself and give yourself the space and grace you need to go through this process. It's a fantastic opportunity to learn and to grow and expand our lives and ourselves. So just be patient and be kind. As I said earlier, don't beat yourself up. You're not doing anything wrong. See this as an amazing opportunity to up-level in all areas of your life. And really take the time to question what is possible for your life. What do you want? Because I will tell you now that anything is possible. Creating that mindset, doing the work. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it is possible. And finally, I highly recommend working with a coach. If you're interested in identifying some of your limiting beliefs and seeing how you can overcome them and create a bigger and bolder life, working with a coach to identify these beliefs and question them and decide whether you want to keep them or not, and then how to go after what you want, makes all the difference in the world. A coach is there to support you, unpack some of these thoughts, unwind some of the resistance, and help you to move past these limiting beliefs so that you can stop playing small, stop holding yourself back, and truly figure out what you want and go after it. That's the journey I'm on. I invite you to join me. There's nothing better than having that feeling of truly going after what you want and living the life that you truly desire. So, if you're interested in working with me, getting some coaching, we'll put all the info in the show notes. I would love to speak to you. I'd love to hear from you. Please reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Let's work on those limiting beliefs and get you living the adventure that you want. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I hope you have a fantastic couple of weeks, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you for listening to This Daring Adventure podcast with your host, Trista Guertin. We hope you enjoyed the tips and conversations on how to get excited about life again. As always, you can head to tristaguertin.com for additional resources and to book a one-on-one coaching session. You can also follow Trista on Instagram at Trista V. Guertin. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.